What's up, everyone? It's Manu back for the FBL Paradox Season 10 Power Rankings, and I'm joined once again by Wagon Fruit.
Hi, I didn't do any ranking notes for this, but I'll be here.
Yeah, because my recording software is broken, so I need someone to record.
The drivers.
Yes, and then we also have, instead of Phony, we have Corey here us today.
Hello, and I did do ranking stuff.
Yes, and Finley as well,
Hi, I wrote an essay.
revealing his voice to the world, and he did actually quite like a big ass essay, so that's gonna be cool. So yeah, just as a quick reminder, these are just our opinions. Please don't take them by heart, because you can just make trades and your team will be instantly better. And at the end of the day, the player is what counts and not the team itself. So let's move on to number 16 then. We have Justin, the Washington State Snovers. That is WSS page on the doc.
Cool.
Yeah, so starting out, this team has like 3 fire types, and his only removal is fucking Halucha, so that's not good. Not to mention that fucking Enamorous is also weak to rocks. Thing with Smoking don't really like Hazard Chip that much. Like, it just it's just gonna be really easy to whittle this team down if you just get rocks up.
Don't forget, Olucha can defog on Golden Go.
Oh yeah, it can.
Yes.
Yeah, that's at least the one niche it has, I guess. But
What more do you need?
like Halucha, you don't want to run defog on that thing like ever, so I don't really see.
I mean, it gets Encore and stuff and Taunt.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
a defensive Halucha over an offensive one? I mean, he's got terrain and everything for that setup.
Terrain's
Exactly.
overrated though.
Like, if he just dropped one of his fire types, like
Oh,
Volcanion, he
yeah.
really doesn't need Volcanion. He already has a water absorb mon. He already has 2 other fire types. He can just drop that for a good remover. His team could be a lot better, but even then, it just I don't know. I think it struggles. to do anything.
Maybe he thought it got it because it used to.
Maybe.
I don't know. Probably not.
Maybe this
I
guy
think-
is just playing nut decks.
I think he needs... I'm a sucker for this. I think you should always have like a steel type, at least.
Oh
That's
yeah, that's
true.
the biggest.
And nitpicky, but I think he needs a dragon because
Yeah.
I like dragons, and I think a dragon really rounds out a team, not only with weaknesses, but they always usually have like very good coverage. And I think,
Mhm.
especially with the 3 fire types, I mean, you might as well grab something else.
Yeah, Wheezing is also unnecessary here. Like, it's just
Mhm.
doesn't really do anything.
I mean, the first 3 are like the perfect 3 in my opinion.
First
What?
2 are amazing.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
first
I
two are
would
really
want.
good, but then it's just the fall off and the fall off and the fall off.
Mhm.
Oh, also,
I think last 2 are good too. Just saying.
why does no one bring any rock resists or like have any? Like just in general.
Because that's overrated. Let's be
Yes,
honest here.
he is like 2, so that's okay.
Mhm.
It's more than most.
One of them is a Tinglu, to be fair.
And the other is Terra Quagsire.
I don't. What is Terra Quagsire gonna do?
He's gonna sit? Question mark?
I've never seen.
I
it.
don't know.
Either way,
One thing, if I
anyone that
may,
can do it.
it's
Yeah, sure.
it seems like Ndidi is like a pretty good enabler for this. There's some Seb sweeping. Saralaj's weak armor is really good. It's terrain for Lucha. I don't know why it's the Terra Cap over
No,
something like Halucha or Saralaj. I think that would improve the team drastically.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Terra Cerulage would go hard.
Like, I feel like this team wants to set up a lot. Because you've got great hazards with Tinglu and Quag. You've got maybe screen support with Ndidi, and then Psychic Surge to set up for Halucha. But, like, I think it's being held back by a lot of other different things. I think they were just focused on setup support for the most part. And then they just decided to start drafting after that.
I think he should have got at least like a shitty ice abuser for the snow.
Yeah, that's fair.
At
Yeah.
least something.
There's a lot
Instead
of
of the
monsters to get
fires.
rid of here, so I think if he just looks at the team, takes the time to like see like why do I not need, and then he can just make it a good team.
Yeah, the irrelevant
It's got the potential.
Wheezing could definitely be traded out for one of those ice types.
And the Volcanion as well, in my opinion.
I like Weezing.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's a
Death
G
Cloaking,
King
never
on
mind.
this. I feel
Yeah,
like
okay.
I feel like there's not really a need for wheezing personally.
It really isn't. Alright, so moving on to number 15 then, we have the Hardcore Go-Goats, coached by Sabine or Cam, as we all know him. I actually really love this team. Like, it starts off so well.
What's the abbreviation?
HAG.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so like it starts off really well with the Necrozma Darkrai, and then the Skarmory is like I mean, I really like Skarmory in general. Paired with Toxapex, it's really good, but then like it keeps drafting these mons, but no one gets removal. And when you draft, like, this is a balanced team, like there's really strong offensive mons, but there's also some really passive defensive mons. So you want hazard removal with that, especially when you have like webs, you want a spinner. But he didn't draft any. So either his mons are going to be forced to run boots, or his defense is just going to be whittled down like really fast, which is really bad in my opinion. If this team had a spinner or like at least a D4, it will already be a lot better, but it just doesn't. So we can't really put it much higher than this, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I don't think like a team with like 0 hazard remover options should be anywhere above even 10 at some point. That's just my opinion, but I think it's the right one.
It really limits your playstyle and your item slots as well.
He has all these strong things, and then he just has Toxapex and Wochain just to like stop any momentum he has. Like Wochain just sits there and leech seeds.
Yeah, but the momentum on this team isn't exactly great either. Like,
No.
does he even have any? He
He's got
right?
Baton Pass with
He just has Glowventula, like that's it.
And Dashbun.
and Dashbun.
Yeah, true, but that thing doesn't really have room for it a lot of the time.
Oh, it does.
Unless he's a god at predicting and just is really good at doubling, I don't see him
He's
getting
not.
a whole lot. Oh god.
Yeah. Anyone have anything else to add?
Yeah. Rock resist.
Yeah. Where? Terrakion?
Terrakion.
Yeah, Terrakion is literally.
Terrakion.
And it's Terra.
Alright. So, moving on to number 14, we have Ethan, the coach of the Palafins Bangers. That is the EAB page on the dock.
Gotcha.
This team is actually, I like it, but it's the same issue as the last one. Like, there's no removal aside from Delibird. I'm pretty sure.
I say
I like-
something.
This team is pretty, like, it's a lot better at doing what it does. Like, it's completely hyper offense, like behind Veil, so it's like it's got that going for it. But again, you're going to be forced into boots Zapdos every week. You're going to be forced to bring boots Ninetales, and you really want to bring Light Clay instead. And if you don't have Light Clay, you just get fucked once rocks are up. But it does have like Entei, same problem, but it does have the thing going for it that is just so offensive that you're not going to really have a lot of time to like actually use status moves and all that. So that's at least a positive for me.
I have few things.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Rock resist.
You and your rocks.
I'm gonna say it every time. Just get used to it.
Yeah, but there's not a single rock.
It's
Jirachi.
base Jirachi, which I mean is pretty solid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the Delibird behind the veil with the Hustle Brave Bird.
Shit, no matter what.
Also, I don't think Jirachi should be Terra.
Nah, it shouldn't be. Zarude or like
Zapdos.
fucking Zapdos would be way
Or
better.
Yeah.
anything-
Or even Entei.
anything else.
And like I can see the vision with like a bunch of Veil users and abusers, but there's another thing is like they don't have any grounded poisons, so Toxapex is just free. And especially if you want to set up with, I think Jirachi, Zapdos are the only ones, and Delibird, I guess if you want to count Delibird, are the only ones that don't get affected by T-spikes. Like I think it's free, especially if you want to set up.
Yeah, very.
Jirachi's the only rocker.
Jirachi's the only rocker.
If I was facing this team, I would just suicide lead with a poison type, get up T-spikes, and then just click buttons.
I'd probably just forfeit.
Yeah, I think the biggest downfall is Delibird is your only hazard remover, but Delibird is not a hazard remover in my opinion, so you have 0.
It spikes as well.
You're never bringing Delibird, let's be real.
Why would you bring? I think bringing Delibird would be a waste of space into your team. Like, why bring Delibird when you could bring Roaring Moon?
It loses all the momentum you have going for you. It just goes away.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Wagon, if you like want to talk about things, go ahead. You don't have to.
Oh
hold back
yeah,
or
yeah.
anything.
I mean, when I see a Palafin team, like the understanding of Palafin that I have is it needs to come in twice. It needs to find a way in twice before it could even hope to do anything. So not having removal is like the huge thorn in its side. It's like if they can get spikes up before it even comes in the first time, it's coming in at 76% as the actual mon that it's trying to be. And then Alola Ninetales is also really item reliant. So being Rock's weak here is terrible, and that's just always gonna dip Palafin teams down like basically halfway down the roster, like the rankings. So there's not too much else to add for me.
He also has to get Palafin in before Ninetales can do something.
Yeah, that's true. I think he's gonna have to like rely on his offense and hope he just does like he kills the Hazard Mon before they can get them up, I guess. But we'll see. I would definitely make some trades if I were you, though. So moving on to number 13, we have Odette Aron.
Also, last thing I just noticed, there's no ground type, which is terrible.
Yeah,
that's the last thing.
Yeah,
especially. So yeah, moving on to number 13, we have Odette Aron. That is the coach of the Texas Go-Goats. That is the TEG page.
TEG, found it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of lost on what to say here, so let's one of you else.
Rock resist.
Okay.
There's no way, dude. There's a Metagross. Come on.
Okay, and
It's only one, but yeah.
the Cryogonal's the only spinner, I think.
Yeah, it is actually.
It is. I also think you're losing a lot of options with your Terras because you have a lot of like really good Pokemon that can Terra on your team, but it's Cryogonal and Comfey.
actually had,
Comfey's the best one there.
He had Terra Raikou at first, but then he just changed it, and I really don't know.
Yeah, I think that really let your team down.
He should have
I
been Metagross and Comfey.
I will go back to the Terra Raikou if I were you. Like the Bellossom Go-Go is so unnecessary.
Yeah, those two grass types, I think, like I can see why you put Go-Goat on there, but why Bellossom?
Could you not like add up their points to get a grass type that's slightly higher?
I do like the Blaziken Samurott combo though, because Blaziken really likes things to be chipped before he can like come in and just sweep at the end, and Samurott is just really good at that.
Another thing is if you want, like, I don't really see any dedicated walls on your team. I think it's Gliscor, but he solely relies on Toxic Orb to heal, and the other one is Cryogonal,
Which isn't
but yeah, which gets Recover, which is good for him. But I just think that maybe I feel like you're going to be an offensive team no matter what. So
Samurott teams usually are.
Yeah.
I think it could work, but he just needs to like break down the team enough for Blaziken to clean up at the end, or else he's kind of fucked.
I also think that maybe if you want to do an offensive team, you got to have like a lot of your Pokemon having momentum, like most of them.
And I don't really see much of them here. There's like Gliscor,
Blaziken, Gliscor, Comfey, Raikou.
Samurott does get
and then
turn.
Oh, Samurott.
Oh yeah, right. But overall, Blaziken isn't really something you want to like use to revenge things. You just want to keep it around for like the end most of the time.
And you have like
I
Brazzard
kinda
hazard
disagree with that.
options.
Really?
You could like Banded Blaziken.
Yeah, Blaziken has a really spammable stab combo. It's pretty easy progress versus a lot of teams. If you can find a way to get it in to make that first speed boost happen as you're attacking, it becomes really forcing.
That's true. But again, that becomes a lot easier to do with momentum.
Right. But it's not like the worst momentum. I've seen worse, but it could be improved probably.
Probably, yeah. Anything else? Anything to say?
Just get rid of the Bellossom, and then switch your Terra back over to Raikou. I feel like that's gonna make your team so much better.
A lot better.
Maybe even get rid of Go-Goat. I don't know.
Probably. I mean, Grass type is nice, but Gogoat is pretty shit.
Mhm.
I respect the mascot pick though.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually-
so
Yeah, that
I was gonna say, keep the Gogoat if you're gonna do the mascot pick. You might as well.
that 123 HP stat, man. Don't sleep.
all right. So let's move on to the next team. The Tirana Tyrannitars, coached by Kaxi, which is Tit, the fucking dog.
Nice.
At number 12. I like this team. It's just kind of like,
A fun team.
yeah, it's a Sun team without Sun.
Yeah.
The thing is, Ninetales, no one picked, so he could still, they could still get it.
Yeah, I think adding Ninetales. I also think that making Blastjoys being your sole rapid spinner, kind of,
Limits
you
it a
know,
lot.
limits its potential. I mean, Blastoise is a shell smasher, and you put it as a Terra, I think that'd be amazing. But if you're too busy worrying about hazards almost every single match, then you kind of just, why even bother tearing it? Why not just unterra and give it to somebody else?
Pretty much. And this team doesn't really like hazards as much either with Zama and then the 2 fire types, so
Hmm.
you're either gonna be stuck running defensive Blastoise or gonna like run boots on like everything, which isn't always ideal. I do like the offensive potential this team has a lot though. Like Zama, Meow, Raging Bolt Terra, Blastoise, Iron Moth, even fucking Moltres can be really scary offensively. So like it's gonna do well, I think. But I can definitely see it like being improved if he makes a few trades.
I think even Vulpix will be better than Salzburg.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I think another thing to like look at is like you have, I think it's base 110 for your speed. It's 110, and then if we're gonna count Sasbuk, the next one is 95. But I honestly don't think you're gonna be bringing Sasbuk that much because you have a Meowscarada. Because why would you even bother? So it's 110 to like 90.
Yeah, I mean, there's a small gap, but it doesn't really matter that much in the grand scale of things, I think. Like 105 Mons maybe can run Modest Radamant, I think. I'm not sure how that works exactly.
And then like a bunch of other Mons can run just like barely. They don't need to run that much speed. They can run a lot more bulk. And if you're sending out Meowscarada to kill something and it doesn't end up killing it, you will die. Stuff like that. Like,
that's fair.
and also Iron Moth. I think it's just a little bit tragic.
I like Mod. Anything else? Anyone else have anything to say?
Bloodsteel looks really random.
I mean, he does need a ground.
Like,
think
I know
he's
it's the grounds, but just like looking at them, like visually.
Oh, I like Mod still. Alright, let's move on to number 11 then. We have Ratman, coach of the Rocking Rillabooms. It's the ROR page on the dock.
Gotcha.
I don't like this team very much. Like, I can see it doing things, but just like the fucking random ass sun pick at the end is so
I think
fun.
that's good though.
I think it's good.
So random. But it's
It
so
does
good.
work because it's with gouging fire, but it's so fucking
Mhm.
random. And then the fucking Terra Pikachu is like, why would you Terra that over like Shaludon or Walking Wake?
I'm honestly confused about the Lycanroc and the Pikachu staying on this team. Like, does it add anything?
Pikachu does not add shit when he has an Electrode. Like,
It adds
Yeah.
it adds a bigger ground weakness.
I understand he
Mhm.
likes Pikachu, but like, why would you on the team with Electrode?
He has 5 ground weaknesses and only wheezing to.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Araquanid
guess.
is a resist when it's
I
not
mean,
Terra.
sure, but
it's not great at being defensive, like switching things.
92 defense isn't like terrible. You just invest in the HP, it's like okay. But yeah,
Mhm.
you're right. It's like not that solid.
most ground types get the Stone Edge and stuff.
True.
I think this team is really gonna like depend on screens a lot to do work.
Yeah, I think another thing I want to talk about is his steel type is Archaludon, and I feel like his team is like extremely fairy weak. Surprisingly, like Torkoal and Weezing is like the only things that can come in on it, and they don't get like any recovery options.
Off the death.
Yeah, this like
Yeah.
he has
Weezing
a
gets,
very big, very nice weakness actually.
Weezing gets pain split.
Yes, the pain split.
You said no recovery.
Well, I'm nitpicky. That's why.
I don't really like pain split that much as a move, honestly.
Something
but
I
it-
would say is rock resist.
You're gonna just mention that on fucking every team, right?
I think.
Also, Araquanid with Sun's weird.
What?
Araquanid with Sun is weird.
Yeah,
I think he only did it for sticky webs.
And I think he only got Sun because it was there.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think he didn't plan on getting Sun. He just looked at his points and he was like, "Oh yeah, sure, I can afford it. Why not?"
Mm-hmm.
Araquanid wouldn't be like the worst, but because it's like the main Terra captain, it does make it bad because like
Yeah.
Terra water
Mhm.
liquidations on Araquanid are absolutely demonic, but now they're just weakened.
Mm-hmm. I think if you drop Archaludon, like, I think you can pick up some other stuff. It could work because like you have 3 dragon types.
Yeah, or Caledon and fucking Sun is pretty weird actually.
Yeah, but just Gouging Fire is just gonna beat everyone.
Yeah. I think Gouging Fire, Walking Wake should come every single week.
It is gonna come every week, and then probably like Grimmsnarl as well.
Probably
Weezing for
Torkoal.
Mm-hmm.
because Weezing is his only remover, right? Or like Torkoal as well, I guess.
Torkoal, yeah. And then I think Grimmsnarl is also pretty good on this team, surprisingly, because I think screen support, if your Torkoal ever does like end up dying, like you have another Sun option. Parting shot.
And gouging fire behind screens is just not
Does-
dying.
Does Grimmsnarl actually get Sunny Day? I know it doesn't get Rain Dance.
Probably.
Oh shit, does it not?
It might
I-
not.
Did
I
it
feel like
lose it?
should.
I'm gonna look this up on the recording right now.
All right.
This is very important, of course.
It doesn't. Oh, it does not. Yikes. Never mind.
Yeah.
I need to shut my mouth.
The biggest issue though is why isn't Poltergeist Terra?
Like he has so many potential Terra captains that it's kind of like,
Mhm.
why did you choose Pikachu and Araquanid? Like, those two are genuinely the worst fucking Terra captains you could have chosen.
Mhm.
Araquanid's pretty cool, but this did seem like a pretty directionless draft overall. I don't know
Yeah.
what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Araquanid's not Terra.
What?
What?
You said
Huh?
Terra Araquanid.
Yeah, it's Terra.
Yeah, it's Terra.
Why is it? Oh, it just doesn't say that for me. Oh.
Oh no,
Wait.
mine says Walking Wake is Terra.
Yeah.
Did someone forget to fucking? Oh, Christ! Someone.
I blame
I
other
feel-
Alright.
people.
So Walking
Um,
Wake is actually the Terra.
Wait,
Oh,
instead,
this
instead
makes
of,
this-
instead of Pikachu or instead of Araquanid?
Araquanid.
Instead of Araquanid. Okay.
Yeah, so it should be Pikachu and Walking Wake.
Okay, that makes
Okay.
it a lot
Okay.
better.
That
Still-
Oh,
makes
yeah.
it way better.
yeah,
so I was
Smarter.
correct all along.
but it still has the same issues as mentioned before. It's just Terra captain
Yeah.
is way better.
Should be Poltergeist.
yeah.
Pikachu is throw
Well-
Pikachu off the team in general. Honestly, it's not
Walking
doing
Wake
it.
doesn't need it.
I also
No.
don't think Araquanid is like the best on Sun.
No,
Like
I-
even
think-
without Terra, Lycanroc, and Pikachu
easily get rid
all
of
could
them.
go. Yeah.
Pikachu or Aquanid for sure, and then it's just like, meh. But either way, who are we to judge? Let's move on to number 10 then. We have the Rumbling Titans at number 10, coached by Suna. That's the TRT page on the doc.
Sweet.
Okay. I actually kind of like this team. Like, has a lot going for it. There's Dragapult, 15-point Lando Eye, Superior. The removal is also pretty good. It's Mandibus, Colossal, Kamala, which is
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of removers, which makes it better. And like 2 of them are pretty good at least. There's Klefki, which isn't really that great. I don't like it that much on this team. But overall, yeah, it's a good team.
Do we start with the obvious?
No rock resist.
Oh, there
Oh
is.
my god.
Ask about SP and 50.
Oh my god.
Uh,
I actually kind of want to hear you guys because I rated Suna actually pretty high. I think
put
I
him
rated.
13th.
Oh my
Uh,
god, 13.
Yeah.
let me me see where
I rated Suna at number 3. Oh my god.
I put Suna at 10.
Oh god.
There's also there's a really big speed gap between Dragapult and Superior, which is not ideal because Superior is not that fast either.
Mhm.
The rock setters are literally like Lando and Colossal, and Spit Ups, I guess, but Spit Ups is not really something you bring that much. Oh, and Klefki.
Yeah.
Hazard is actually alright. Never mind.
If you
Go
say
ahead.
you bought the last team, the Torkoal,
Mhm.
what does he switch into a Torkoal?
Just
Like
Slowbro,
an
I guess.
offensive Torkoal,
Just Torkoal,
or any
Um,
special fire types?
Colossal with Flash Fire.
Yeah,
No,
Colossal and Slowbro, but like that's
No.
it.
Colossal, no, not without Terra.
Slowbro is a very solid fire answer.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
You can put an AV on that and just switch it out with regen.
Like it doesn't get teleport anymore, right?
No, it
it
doesn't.
doesn't.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of more on the passive side, but it's still really good.
I think AV Slowbro is one of its best sets in this current meta.
And I think the spike support with Klefki could really work well because the first 3 Pokemon are just wow.
Yeah, but after that,
I mean, they're Ice Week, but
like after the first 3, the team becomes super passive. Like there's Ogi Dogi, I guess, but other than that, it's just like fucking Mandibus. There's nothing. Klefki. There's nothing. Colossal. Komala. There's nothing. Rotom is gonna miss blizzards.
I always see
Slowbro-
Mandibuzz as somebody you throw in and then just you turn out. Just say
Yep.
bye.
Yep, all toxic.
Like this team is
Or
really gonna
toxic.
rely on the top 3, I think.
And in my opinion, I think that's fine.
That is.
But I guess not in everybody's opinions.
It's just not supported that well, honestly. Plus, the top 3 are all weak to ice.
Yeah, actually, the top 4.
Yeah, top 4.
Like,
So
Just, like,
bring like a
3
scarf, fucking ice mon, and you just kind of win if you will the team down enough.
I just enjoy it.
Yeah, it's
Somehow.
a fun team, but it has its problems.
Yeah, and I don't think I can see where you're talking about the ice. Like, I don't think Klefki, Colossal, Rotom, and Slowbro are enough.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I think you only have Komala as like a wish support for those Pokemon.
base
And
65
Komala
HP.
has base 65 HP.
Exactly.
I would say it needs help, but I think for the most part, I think it's a really good team.
We'll see. Anyone else have anything to add?
Mandibuzz and Klefki are garbage.
I was waiting on it.
Mandibuzz is not garbage.
Sorry, it is.
It's no.
I can see the Klefki slander, but not the Mandibuzz slander.
Exactly.
All right, let's not turn this into some stupid debate.
Gen 6 Klefki.
Fuck you, Finley. Number 9, we have Drafting Sun. Lol, weirdest team name I've ever seen. Coached by Hovig. The team page is DSL.
Sweet.
I am a fan of this team. I'm gonna say just the fucking offensive pressure this team has is insane. It's like Iron Bundle, Golden Go, Lando, Glimora as well for the hazard spam. Ogerpon, and then like Clefable and Bellipole are good enough to like be a defensive backbone. But Corvuscar is kind of shit.
Corvuscar is
I don't know
great.
why did you draft that? Not to mention Hydreigon. So I can see this team putting in work. I just wish the fucking Terra captains weren't his worst 2 months.
I feel like Corvuscar was because he had a point left.
Yeah, Corvuscar
Yeah.
doesn't increase anything, so I get why he did that. But Bellipole should not be a Terra captain. Like it should be like Hydreigon or something, or Golden Go. I don't know.
I enjoy this team a little bit, just because I feel like this team is very predictable on what you're gonna bring. At least
Yeah.
I know you're not gonna bring Bellibolt or Corvuscar over the other Pokemon, because why would you?
Oh, I can see Bellibolt.
Yeah, Bellipole is usable.
Is it really when you have like
it's-
Clefable?
Yeah, I think Golden Go is gonna be like run defensively a lot on this team because he kind of has to be.
I like the Glimora Golden Go, like
Yeah,
the
also-
hazard setter. It's
That's-
very early Gen 9. But I just feel like this team is way too predictable. Like I
It
know
does
what
have-
you're gonna bring for the
It has
most
a lot
part.
of momentum though, which is nice.
It does.
I think it's a good team. He just needs to utilize it well. Like
Hmm
keep the offensive pressure on. Don't try to be too defensive with this team because it will fail if you do that.
And then I think another thing to point out is your only hazard remover is Mortal Spin, Glamora, and then Defog Corvusquire, and I'm not counting Defog Corvusquire
Yeah.
as a hazard remover. And Glamora, if you're running Mortal Spin on it, it's going to be walled by steel types. And I also think like I feel like that just puts him more down as Glamora as your only rapid spinner or like remover. And I don't think it's the worst team to be like hazards weak. Like it's not that bad, but I can see issues.
Ogerpon.
It actually is pretty bad because you have item locked Ogerpon and Bundle does not like running boots, so it's like you really don't want rocks up on your side.
Like I see the vision. Maybe they thought Hydreigon got defogged still, but it doesn't.
Or they
There's a
thought
lot-
Bundle was a Delibird.
It would be so cool if Bundle got rapid spin. Imagine.
If Bundle got
I
rapid
could
spin,
I
that'd be
could see it
crazy.
shooting like defog out of the and then
Just a puff
Alright.
of smoke.
one
Yeah.
other thing, they lose to Bolt Beam.
I mean, every team loses to Bolt Beam. That's
Yeah, but
Yeah.
especially this team.
I don't know.
It's just unfortunate.
Goldengo and Clefable can take the neutral hits
Yeah.
pretty decently.
Yeah.
and
It's not-
Belly
it's not the
Bolt as
worst.
well. Belly Bolt eats Bolt Beam for days.
Yeah, okay,
Mhm.
sure, but like
My biggest issue with the team is like, yeah, all these mons are really good, but I don't really know how they're synergizing together. It seems just like I have this spiker, I have this thing. Like they don't really mesh together. They don't cover each other correctly. And you're absolutely right. Glamora is the only very blockable rapid spin in bundle. Hearthflame is very limiting.
Yeah.
at least they have the best hazard removal blocker.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Golden Go.
Golden
If they
Go
can
and,
get
yeah, Golden Go and Glamora are like the only two things I see synergizing together. Other than that, it's very weird.
I've seen Bundle and Overpawn drafted together like a few times, but that's about it. Alright, so moving on to the next one then. We have Day 96. Which is the coach of the Kingston Shadows. It's the KISS page.
Wait, what?
Kiss.
KYS. It's
Oh,
like
there
no
it is.
KISS. KYS. It's all the way at the end.
Gotcha.
But yeah, this team, like, I just don't like the fact that Urshifu Rapid is the best mon on this team. Like, Shuriken Gambit is arguably better, but cheaper. Like, the Terrapagoss is expensive, and all the rest is just like fucking below 10 points. Sandy Shocks, I guess, but that's not Terra, so it's not that great here. Terra last year is very good, I will add, but it. I don't know.
I can see this team running a lot of Trick Room, is what I'm just
I
gonna
was
say.
gonna say I know
Yeah.
this means nothing to like 99% of people,
Yeah.
but this is the most Darude coded team.
I can see your spin, not your spin, but your sticky web support. But I don't think sticky webs is gonna help King Gambit or Glacier at all.
Yeah.
He does have one of the best spinners, which is really good for a sticky webs oriented team. I will say that.
I'm gonna say right now, I heavily disagree on King Gambit, but you're right about Glaster. King Gambit at 50 is potentially either making it so the fastest mons just straight up cannot switch in, and then the things that underspeed with the base 50 plus the webs can't take two. It does turn it into a really scary sticky web mon. It's been seen on like most sticky web teams in OU, and Sucker Punch is just added on. Like you just need the extra red chip and it's dead. It's very good on webs for sure.
I can see that. Yeah.
Super round 3 is weird.
Yeah, a lot of this guy's picks are just weird in my opinion, but
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think this is a Trick Room team. He's got King Gambit, he's got Hoopa, Terra, he's got Glastrier. I can see this team being a Trick Room, but then
yeah,
like late game Trick Room, something like that, because I
But
think
what is his
I was
center other than Hoopa?
I'm sorry.
what is his trick room setter other than Hoopa? Does he even have another one?
He doesn't have
Uh,
another.
Yeah, it's just Hoopa,
Big
and
Rotom.
that's it.
That's not really good.
Yeah. Look,
No.
I never said this team was great, in my opinion.
I ranked it
I just said I
fourth.
can see the vision.
If the Alamomola was a Slowking, then sure, this would be a great trick room team,
Mhm.
but it's not. So.
How about we just you take my Vaporeon, I'll give you you give me Aloe, and we just call it a day. Because I did want this first. But I also think that he's got his bulky Pokemon kind of like are a detriment to this team, specifically Terapagos and Amoonguss, just because they don't have momentum. And I feel like this team really thrives on momentum.
Terapagos does not need momentum. It's shooting out 120 base power,
Yeah.
stab, no drawback, normal moves. It's
Terapagos is such a broken
with
one.
really good coverage. It doesn't need momentum. It is the payoff.
Yeah.
Or you can do a meme, have Raw.
You could run Roar.
I did, it didn't work.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I don't. Anything else? Anyone else have anything to say? Because I don't really have much else left. Okay. The number
Zero.
7 we have Puck and the Oslo Ogerpons. It's the Ozo page.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I really like this team personally, but it does have some glaring issues. Like the fucking Toadscruel is his only hazard setter, and Ogerpon as well. But that's the Terra captain, so you don't really want to run spikes on that ideally. And
Or negative priority.
Toadscruel and Noivern is also his only removal, which isn't very good because Noivern doesn't like to run defog, and Toadscruel is not one you want to bring every game. And then the obvious glaring thing is like Magnezone is his only flying resist, which is also really bad. But I do like the fucking offensive pressure this team has. Like Chempao and the fucking Ogerpon Terra is really good. You can use Magnezone to drop steals for Chempao and Ogerpon because they don't really like steals, both of them. Terra Skeledirge is going to be like really hard to break paired with Milotic and even fucking Meloetta. That thing is a beast, special defensively. I know Wagon doesn't like Fizandipity.
Yeah, I don't like Fez. I don't like Milo.
Oh my god.
That's my thing. However,
I love
I
Fizandipity.
I do disagree about the hazard part of things. I think Ogerpon is very fine with running spikes, and it also is less reliant on the Terra than Dirge's, so it probably will be running it less. And it's really its bulk is solid, even though it's not like crazy. It is definitely solid. It can definitely run spikes. It doesn't need to really run scarves all the time because it's Terra. If it is going to use it, it's going to be boosting that speed to revenge anything. I think the hazard part of it is okay. Not having a rocker is more where my head's at.
Yeah.
But spikes is fine.
Yeah, it's just negative priority spikes, which isn't very good.
Yeah, that's definitely not good. Toadscruel is not a mon I'm really that fond of.
Yeah, I don't like it. I had it once and I'm not going to draft it ever again, probably.
I think a good thing to say is like when you're prepping against this team, I honestly would have I just wouldn't know if he's going to Terra Ogerpon or Terra Skeledirge, and I can see them both coming every single week.
Yeah,
And I think that's really good.
It is definitely really good, especially because Ogerpon isn't crazy reliant on it.
Yeah, exactly. You can just like pop whatever Terra you feel is most useful, and that's really good. I also like the speed tiers a lot on this team. Like Chempao to Noivern to Ogerpon is really balanced well, but after even the lower speed tiers are pretty good. So he really picked the speed tiers very well for this team, in my opinion.
He did say he likes speed tiers, and I think that's how he drafted it. I like this team though. Don't come for me.
I like it as well. It has some weaknesses, but he can patch them with some trades if he wants to. Like the Tauros can easily be traded for like a flying resistant. That ideally one that gets rocks, and it will be like way better team.
Definitely.
All right. Anything else? Are you guys always fucking silent when I ask that?
Because I've got nothing else to say.
Fuck you guys. Okay, number 6 we have
Damn.
Kaz, coach of the Tepic Tyrants, the TED page on the doc.
Oh.
Yeah, Finley is gonna want to lead with this one, I think.
Oof.
Or doesn't.
So, I can.
Are you okay over there?
And I just have to mentally compose myself.
Okay.
Because this person has to win. I need this to win everything.
What about
But
the
I-
team though?
Because it's got the best Pokemon in the game.
Well,
To-
Also, I think this
Slow
team is
bro.
really aesthetically pleasing.
It is.
But I like the team a lot. Like Terra Annihilate, while expensive, is a
No.
really good one.
Mhm.
Paired with Ogerpon Heatran, it's like a nice score, I guess. Tornadoes is really good.
Terra-Tepic.
Yeah, Terra obvious beast of the team. But he does have a little like regen core as well. His removal isn't terrible with Regieleki Avalok, even though it could be better, I guess. But it's 2 spinners, so 2 spinners is fine.
Why one run regenerated when you run Quick Claw? Or Quick Draw?
Because
Answer me that.
Generator is
Honestly.
better.
Mm,
You know Quick Claw is banned, right?
Quick Draw, my bad.
Yeah, Quick Claw, but why would you run Quick Draw without Quick Claw?
Is it still works?
Because why not? Yeah, that's what I
Mhm.
thought.
Okay. Yeah.
I think this team suffers a tiny bit from Hazard Remover being Avalok, I'm pretty sure. It's the
And
only
Regieleki.
one.
Regieleki.
And Alecki.
Oh, Regieleki. I guess you're throwing Rapid Spin on it every week. It's not like you have any other choice.
I mean, it doesn't really need much else. Like you just run
Yeah.
Float Whips, Rapid Spin and then screens or something.
I don't know. Regieleki. I guess we've seen some people who just didn't draft ground, and I think that team is going to have a problem.
Regieleki's an okay mon. It's so reliant on the rest of the team to support it correctly. I don't really think it's supported well here. There's no real pressure on the grounds, and the grounds do actually like Edgequake versus team is pretty fucking effective. So it's not going to be really fun to even think about Regieleki in the builder ever. And then that if Alecki is going to be your main way of spinning, then yeah, that's going to make it just a snowball effect of making stuff like Ogerpon worse, stuff like Annihilate worse, because that thing doesn't want to run boots either.
Yeah, Alecki's awful.
This team really doesn't like hazards either. Like the first 3 especially.
I don't even think Alecki's awful. I just think it's not well drafted here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I think I agree with the Hazard week because like your walls, you don't have like wish support, and your walls. I think Heatran doesn't get anything. Prim gets Life Dew if you really want to run Life Dew.
We don't.
You've got Recover on Slowbro, but
It gets training.
I don't think the bulk is so bad.
Oh.
He has a lot of general bulk, and Regenerator is definitely going to keep him alive.
yeah, I'm just saying his I think his Prim, his Heatran, his Annihilate are gonna get worn down.
See, I think
They
You
will,
can make-
but they all aren't passive, so they can make progress
Yeah.
of their own. I don't
Yeah.
really agree with the bulk being an issue, to be honest.
if he
I don't think
drops
it's an
the
issue, but I think Wish support would have helped. That's
If
what
he
my
I
drops
think
that
opinion.
Wish
big
is pretty
drop.
terrible this gen, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Wish is shit. But like if he drops the Tepic and he makes Avalok a Terra Captain, the team becomes
I-
way better because you have a viable spinner all of a sudden.
True.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah, of course you do, but like you're not bringing Tepic, so why not use the extra point to make your team like way better? Like I wouldn't. I get why you want to use Tepic because it's like you want to have Tepic because it's cool to have your mascot, but it's much cooler to win the championship.
Although
So
if you
I
stay in
were-
Paradox,
But why
Yeah.
not?
no harm
do
there.
both? Why not do both?
Yeah, but you can't because you don't have a good
You
spinner.
can. You can.
Yeah, I don't know. I would do that if I were you, but other than that, I like your team and I can see you doing well with it if you just play it right. All right. And when the awkward silence hits, it's time to move on. So let's go on to number 5, which is Xev, coach of Athena. I just need to find the page real quick. It's the ATH page.
ATH, got you.
Oh.
All right. This team, I think this is a good team, but it's also just like like the removal is good. He has the Rillaboom Sneasler combo compared with Chi-Yu, which is really scary. But it's just like it's really setup heavy, in my opinion.
I don't even think
Which
that's true.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, some things can run setup, but other things can just run choice and just break through.
I guess.
Like, Azumarill likes to run AV a lot to just check a lot of special matchups, and Rillaboom can run Bandit most of the time, to be honest. Chiyu can
That's fair.
run Scarf or Specs, depending, and Great Tusk being able to spin all the time is really good for it. Honestly, I think this team looks great to me at first glance.
I think what could have been not necessarily better, but kinda if they had an Ndidi.
Indeed,
You
is
still,
like,
if you still get the terrain, you boost the crown.
That's
Give
fair.
it standing force. Get rid of the Latias.
Yeah, and indeed it would be cool for Iron Crown.
Or just psychic terrain general. You can keep the Rillaboom.
I just disagree kind of with the Rillaboom being Terra Captain. Like Latias or even Azu or a Crown would be much better captains in my opinion.
I don't think
Even
Rillaboom's a
I
bad
feel like-
cat, but Latias would definitely be better. And
Yeah,
Crown would
Latias.
probably be better too.
Iron Crown was only 9 points.
What?
Iron Crown was only 9 points.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
cheap.
Oh, yeah.
that dude's pretty
Oh
valuable.
god.
But he does have a very top-heavy team, so I guess I can see why he didn't do it.
I think this.
team, I like it.
Oh.
It's gonna do well, I think.
I think it's gonna catch some people for surprise for sure. I think, for the most part, though, I just don't like when it's just 9 Pokemon. I think that really limits you,
Same.
especially
doesn't-
when your two
why-
are two of them are Mousehold and Electrode, and why
that's
bring
that's
those?
very true.
So I only think there's 7.
There's 7 Pokemon prep for on this team because the regular Electro is never coming and Mousehold is maybe has like one good matchup, but you just slap a Rocky helmet on something and you're good. So
Especially Electrode is out Terra.
Electro without Terra
Yeah.
is very bad.
I think if you switched your Rillaboom Terra for like even Electrode, then I'd have to at least prep for it.
Even with Terra, Electro is really
Even yeah, but
Wait,
I feel like I'm not looking at it when I'm prepping. Like not even
my
bothering.
My Electrode went crazy.
Yeah, but it was Hisui.
Though.
Yeah.
I didn't use grass moves.
All right. Anyone else have anything to say?
Good luck.
Have fun. All right. Number 4, we have the Chaos Hydreigons, coached by Magma. It's the CHH team.
Gotcha.
I am a big fan of the defensive mons on this team, and Latios Greninja is a really cool offensive pairing as well. I will say the defensive mons are like really passive with Core of Sylveon Gardenorkle. They all do the same thing. They just sit there and heal for the most part. Removal could also definitely be better. Like it's just Serena. But overall, I think the type synergy is really good, and the offensive pressure he has, like with like hard hitting mons like Gallade and Chandler in the back, like it makes it good enough for it to like pull weight on its own. Because Corviknight, sorry, I forgot to mention Corviknight as a remover, is also there as to at least keep hazards up the field.
There's also
I think
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem with this team is like I know that I'm nitpicky about speed too, but like his speed goes from 110 to 84 in Skunk Tank, and I don't even count that because you're not going to run max speed Skunk Tank. So goes 110 to 80 at Chandelure. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, it is.
I
sure.
think Chandelure or Gallade should have been the Terra instead
Yeah,
of Garganacl.
I mean, Garganacl is really bad without Terra, so I
I
kind of
think it's bad with Terra too, so I'm with it.
that's fair.
Like Chandelure, like overheats.
I think Gallade's honestly a better Terra Cap than Chandelier in
Yeah.
my opinion. That
Yeah,
thing,
I
that thing
think-
with the stab bonus is broken.
Yeah.
I think this team is also very specially offensive. I think the only really physical offensive Pokemon is Gallade. And I
Yeah.
think, you can say Serena, but
Serena's not really.
Yeah,
I mean, it
I-
has
Yeah.
the same attack stat, but you don't really run them on offensive
Yeah.
damage.
and if you're gonna say like Gallade, Gallade and Serena are your only physical ones, and they're base 80 and base 72. I'm not gonna be that threatened by them.
Yeah, you're gonna rely on Scarfs a lot, I think. But
Yeah,
he
like it's not
does
the worst.
have the Terra Latios, which is really good at wall breaking, so maybe it'll help him. I don't know.
Is Greninja good on this team? I just don't see it doing
I like it. It's
a
really
whole
good.
lot.
It's a really good pairing with Latios, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, but isn't Greninja like a lot of points?
It's not that much. It's like it's in the higher point range, but it's
18.
yeah, which is a fair price for Greninja, I'd say.
I think it is, but I feel like this team, I don't think, because like Terra Latios is already eating up a lot of your points. I just feel like for something else you could have gotten for 18.
But I mean, without Greninja, what is his fastest mon? Latios. So I think it's really good here.
Yeah, I can see that. I think speed overall is an issue for this team.
Mm-hmm. He could drop like one of the last 4 for something else, like in the 90 to 100 range, and it'd be a lot better team.
Yeah, I think specifically the 100 range is like your best option if you want this team to go further.
Probably, yeah.
This team is in Rock Week, so that's good.
Oh, go with Garganockley.
Okay.
What?
That guy could take any rock move. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And core most of the time as well. Unless it's like a banned Terrakion or something.
Nothing can take that. Oh my god.
Yeah, fair. Alright, moving on to number 3, we have the Disco Dottlers. Really like the team name personally. It's the DID page.
Yep.
Coached by Octopus with a hat. I think this is a really good team on first glance. Like, Chomp Ogerpon is also already really hard offensive pairing to switch in, plus hazards like on deck. Scissor Rotom and Cyclizar is a really good momentum-ish core thingy with 2 of them getting removal. Hatterene for magic bounce. Teratoxtricity is really scary, and Iron Hands as well. Cottony is really shit. Overall, I really like the team, like the potential this team has. Just the speed is kind of limiting because Cyclizar is not a mon you bring every game, and other than that, your fastest mon is fucking item
110.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think another thing to talk. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Okay, I was gonna say I think another thing to talk about is like your bulky Pokemon have 0 recovery. So if you're gonna send them out, you're most likely gonna have to click one of their limiting recovery options with his like Draining Kiss on Hatterene and Pain Split on Rotom.
See, but that's not always a bad thing because on teams with no recovery, you're just free to like click other moves. You can just pivot and get your offense in or whatever. And I think this is a team that like benefits a lot out of that.
Yeah, I honestly just disagree with the recovery sentiment. As long as your bulk is able to survive for long enough and give you the tools to survive for long enough to get your offense to win the game, it really doesn't matter if you're staying around for the whole game, because this is a very offensive metagame.
Yeah. And there's shit like Teratoxtricity and Iron Hands, which is almost impossible to switch into anyway. So
they
I
are,
do
yeah.
like the Terra Iron Hands. That's fun. And also, that is the best Ogerpon in the game. Like,
but I think the lack of recovery on this team mixed with 110 being like your best speed, well 121, but is it really going to be like that?
Right,
I feel like
it doesn't want to be
that leads to a lot more. Yeah, I think that leads to a lot more Pokemon just one-shotting against your team.
I just don't like Sizzle.
I mean, he does kind of
Like,
need it, but like it doesn't.
I think
like,
Scizor is pretty good on this team.
But
Yeah,
losing Rouge for me just makes it sound bad, even though it probably isn't.
Honestly, from
In
my
fact-
experience with it, it definitely did not take away from it, especially in the metagame we're in.
Right.
Like, it's a lot more free to just run Bandit or like SD now instead of like, oh, I'm gonna run Bulky Scissor.
Yeah, you can't run Bulky Scissor anymore. I don't feel like you can.
No, you
I
can't.
mean, you can run it with a lot of bulk, but the idea of Scizor now is just to be this pivot that hits decently hard.
Yeah.
Also, Garchomp's the only rocker.
Yeah, but
So,
overall,
like-
bikes.
It's not rocks. So if you want rocks, you can't like set up necessarily with Garchomp, unless like you only need Earthquake or Scale
Honestly,
shot.
I've used Garchomp a lot in the past, and usually you just have room to just throw up rocks on an offensive Garchomp. Like, that's not really an issue.
Often, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, but
But you can just run SD, Scale Shot, Earthquake, and throw up fucking rocks as a last move, and you'll hit almost every team unless they have like a Skarmory or something.
yeah, I guess.
I can
alright.
see this team struggling with fairies though, like fairy spam, just in
Yeah.
general.
I mean, I guess he does have the Toxin, the Scissor, but if like they don't really recover, so it's limited.
It is.
He has to like play offensively and break them down, but
There's gonna be a lot of times where an Iron Hands neutral Terra can kind of deal with it for long enough, but
Yeah.
it could for sure be an issue.
Also ice types, because if they get freeze dry, Rotom can't really.
yeah, but
Okay,
that's
does it not?
like literally bundling Kyurem and that's it. I think, unless it's like a shitload here.
Yeah.
Lapras, I'm
don't
pretty sure still gets it.
But Lapras went undrafted, I'm pretty sure. So
I don't mean.
Oh wait, that was pseudo. You're
Yeah.
right.
I don't mean necessarily a water type, just something with freeze dry in general.
The
Yeah.
three viable freeze dryers are Bundle, Kyurem, and then Alolan Ninetales, I think.
yeah,
Oh shit, I forgot about Lone Ninetales.
there's like Cryogonal as well, but again, viable.
But Alolan Ninetales hardens the
Mammothswine?
Scissors, okay. Mammothswine does. Oh my god.
Yeah, and what about
but-
Mammothswine?
You really
Nothing,
want to run
nothing.
Mammothswine freeze dry?
I didn't even mean.
I think it'd be
Alright.
fun. Choice specs Mammo.
Alright, so moving on to number 2, we have Corey himself, coach of the Victory Valiants. That's the DVV
Oh my
page.
God, that's me.
So
Hi.
I really like this team, even though it's just a stall team in general. But
I wouldn't say it's stall. I've never run a
it-
stall
it-
team
it is-
before in my
it is
life.
stall.
I've never
but
done
I-
it.
This is for sure balanced to me, but it's like.
Yeah.
I just the fucking Vaporeon Umbreon is really unnecessary, and in this metagame, Wish is really shit. So you should just 100% get rid of one of them. But other than that, it's a really good team, and I know you're very good at using Mew, so I think that will be like a huge mon for you in the season.
I'm hoping. I haven't used it in a while.
I'm on your side with the wish. I like it.
Nope. Bad.
No, you cannot run double Wish and think it's viable. I just
I
disagree with
disagree.
that. But
I
like,
think-
you have... Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, like, I think my favorite thing about this team is pretty much all my offensive Pokemon can either run them special or physical. And I think
That's
that's my favorite
Yeah,
part.
I noticed.
Besides Jolteon.
Yeah, okay. Physical Mew is debatable, but like special Iron Valiant, special Kyurem,
No, Terra
special.
DD Mews are very good.
Yeah.
Really? I think I've never seen one personally, but I've never seen Mew that much.
Well,
in
just
general.
wait.
Sure, I'll
Gonna have
wait.
to run that.
Yeah, wait.
I will say your spinners are a little bit limited. Like being Fortress and Avalok isn't great, but
Yeah.
Well, Kamala.
aside from Kyurem, your team doesn't really mind Hazard that much either. Anyway,
You-
it's just like the Wish mons are really not gonna like Hazard that much.
hmm
Struggle with ground types.
Yeah, I
You
did.
only
I
really have
noticed that.
Terrans.
You're only
Because you haven't got
resistant to
flying
Pepper,
type
Wait, do you not have a Levitator?
He doesn't.
No, I
or
don't.
flying type.
That's pretty
Yeah.
bad. That's not
Hey,
good.
don't look at me like that.
Sorry.
So I would
Thank you.
definitely get rid of Vaporeon.
No.
Even the Avalok
I
pick
love
is like
Vaporeon.
really weird, but
You're also not great against like flying types.
yeah.
Okay,
This
just
team
shut
has
on me, I guess.
This team
Wait,
has
my
its
other
weak-
curse.
this team has its weaknesses, but I think it functions well enough to like do its thing. I just
hmm
I don't agree with the double wish. That's the only thing I change.
I mean, Vaporeon can be strong, like offensively.
No.
It can
Yeah,
be
it's got base
okay.
110. It's got base 110.
Yeah, but it's got water and ice only. It has
Yeah.
no other coverage.
It gets alluring
Stings
voice
are
now.
nice.
It gets
Not alluring
Shadow
voice.
Ball,
That's true. It does get alluring.
Trailblaze. Use Trailblaze.
Don't talk to me about
Carmine.
Trailblaze.
Carmine Hyper Voice.
Trailblaze, my
But, like,
favorite
I'm
set.
Like I said before, you could get Tentacool and it instantly fixes your hazard removal problem, and it's just like
Oh,
a
that
lot.
But that makes
That
ground.
would make me even worse to ground.
That's true. I mean, I don't know. You should definitely get rid of one of them, in my opinion.
I guess you could drop
really-
Avalok, but why would you want to?
I think Umbreon could be
I
any
love
other
Avalok.
dark type.
Yeah, that's true as
I
well.
just think Umbreon's a really bad Pokemon.
Yeah, it does. If it doesn't hit it with foul play is kind of setup fodder.
The speed tier between Kyurem and
Like if you taunt an
Easy
Umbreon, it gets
example.
completely shut down. At least Vaporeon can Scald Burn. All right, anyone else?
I love these Pokemon with all my heart.
All right,
I
buddy.
hate most of them. Let's go.
Then at number 1 we have the Somerset Steenies, coached by Will. It's the SOS page. Yeah, this team is just honestly really good, and it's gonna be a nightmare to prep for. Like you have
My God,
Spectrier.
this team.
Spectrier Urshifu single is fucking wild. There's Threads is a really good spinner. There's Cinderace if for fucking court change, and just another really good wall breaker to get your Spectrier and your Urshifu in. Florges is really good this gen. Slowking is really good. Fucking Kilowattrel is also scary. Like there's not a single bad mon on this team aside from Twacky. I don't really know what Twacky is doing here, but I mean, I guess.
I hate Spectria
Yeah, I'm sure
so
you do.
much.
Yeah.
With all my heart. Like,
This team is honestly a nightmare to face, and I'm facing it week 1, so that's great. Thanks for that matchup. Is there anything bad to say about it?
I mean, it's a little ground weak, but he has terrain and
Yeah.
Kilowatt, I guess.
I'm looking at it, and I just I don't know. I mean, I guess
It's literally just ground weight. I mean, I don't really see any other issues
Yeah.
with it. Usually I hate
Yeah.
Gastro, but I like the way it's drafted here because it's not pressured to come ever. It's just a spikes resource.
Shadow Ball's quite spammable, but yeah,
That could be
I think the only thing is like there's no grounded poison, and that's it.
Yeah, that's true. But he does have like 3 really good hazard removers.
Yeah.
Odds Iron.
Plus Threads is immune, so he can just bring in Thread Spin and he's just fine. But he could easily drop Twacky for like a grounded poison. I'm pretty sure Arbok is in the same tier. If it's still free, like that would be the best trade of your life.
Maybe if there was like a Hisui Quillfish still on the board, if that's even there.
See, that would make him.
I don't think we've seen it on the team page, so.
That's true. It would make him more
That
ground
would
weight.
make him
Yeah.
really ground weak then.
But like, you win some, you lose some, right?
But like,
Yeah.
say he drops it for Quillfish or whatever, that means only Kilowatt like resist ground, and if it terrors, then
But I think the fucking offensive combo of Spectre or Shifu is going to be really good on this team. Like, this team is filled with pivots. Like the threat, the first, like aside from Spectre, like the 6 months he drafted after that, all get momentum. Yes, Bass counts. Yeah, so I think this is going to be one of the really like the hardest teams to beat.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
Well, I don't have anything else to add.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't either.
this team is just good.
I mean, Lodge is offensively as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty good Terra Cap. I've used it before.
Like Specs,
Yeah.
Moonblast.
Suddenly he gets like fire coverage, and then it's like pretty hard to switch into.
And then Florges and Slowking are really good together, I want to say. I enjoyed using them together,
I've used them together as well. They're cool.
especially with Iron Treads.
It's just really hard to break through special defensive core. Alright, so I guess we're done here. So thank you all for watching the Paradox Draft analysis, power rankings, whatever. We'll be back for the final one for doing pseudo later. So thank you for watching and see you later. Ciao.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. We love you.
Say bye, family.
Alright,
Yeah.
family.